So you guys flying all over the world today to Hong Kong for this conference. There's in 2018 there was one big conference for blockchain game as well. It's called Nifty. So it's like also like do I have a clicker? Yeah, so it's like a reunion here, so happy to be here. For those outside who don't know about us much yet, so we are currently the largest Dapp analytics and distribution platform in the world, also known as the future App Store, maybe the next generation entrance to the Web 3.0 and all those buzzwords. So basically, we are the data guy. So we are able to track all the data from through smart contracts from over 2,700 dApps on the markets. They were built on Ethereum, EOS, Tron, Steam, and Loom coming soon as well, right? Yeah. So so all the mainstream blockchain, we track the user activities, transactions, what's happening. So my topic is actually going through. I don't think anyone had ever done it in the market, so we actually took a deep dive into the data of blockchain gamers. So before we get into detail, so this is the market opportunity that we saw. That's also the reason why we are building Dapp.com. So in 2008, when Apple launched App Store in their first year, they have 65,000 apps built. They had generated a total amount of revenue of 4.2 billion. And in 2018, that's the official first year of dApps, because CryptoKitty was actually released in November in 2017. And then we have over 6.7 billion US dollar worth of trading volume through all the dApps, including decentralized exchanges, NFTs, gamblings, lotteries, and all those high-risk investment stuff. In 2019, we expect the growth to be double. We actually have already achieved that in the first 2 quarters. We have 7 billion worth of transactions through over 2,500 dApps on those mainstream blockchains. So Dapp has already gone into like a very big new growing economy. It's already proven its value and its market. How about blockchain games? So if we take out the other like entertainment parts on blockchains, right? We took out all the lottery, we took out all the gamblings. We were able to see how big is the game market right now. So let's look at the right hand side first. So we like in 2017 we have like around less than 50 million worth of market value for blockchain games. And then in 2018, it goes 8 times and reached at around 1.7 million. So, and then we look at the traditional gaming markets, which is super huge, including all the hardware devices, all the contents, all the accessories, right? It's at like 120 billion level. So it's like 1,000 times. But like the traditional gaming market is also like a over 20-year-old industry. Is very well established. According to a lot of open data, Apple has over 800,000 game apps that were launched on App Store in 2017, and if we include those on Steam and all those, we have over 1 million games already. So it's also like 1,500 times of the blockchain game space. But what we are looking at right now is a very young industry with a lot of potentials. Later on, when we go into the detail of the user behavior, like the user purchase, you think this is a crazy industry. And then I believe all these game developers come into this space does not only look at building a game, but they're also trying to steal a lot of the market shares from the traditional game platforms, as well as all those in-game trading assets and all that. It's already like $1 billion US worth of market. So how does blockchain games getting popular. This is we use two ways to look at the data. First one is the upper top is actually the Google chain, right? So it goes up 100, which is the most popular time, right? That was actually at around November in 2017. That's when all those NFTs, like crypto celebrities, crypto countries, crypto kitties, and all of them, they were launched at the time. And then it went down again and then stayed at a mid level. And then when we also take a look at blockchain games that were launched, so according to all the data that we were able to track, ever since end of 2017, we have over 700 games that were published. A lot of them maybe like a prototype. A lot of them may start with NFT to raise fund and then keep building their games. But overall, we look at all the products that were need to be seen as a milestone in the industry, right? We have CryptoKitties. Right now, currently the largest blockchain games. Still they have still less than 100,000 users, but they're already the biggest. And then afterwards, OpenSea. I think OpenSea guys are here as well. They were able to get over 1.2 million worth of US dollar worth of volume with 7,000 users. So you can make a simple math of how these users are behaving. And then we were able to see a lot of games start building on EOS, new blockchains, and then Tron, and then of course using a lot of side nodes, side chains and cross chains protocols and all that. So we are going into a new era. You probably see in the end of 2018, that's when all those bigger IPs such as MLB cryptos. So they are taking the MLB league from the US, turning it into a NFT, and then also Animoca brands turning the F1 cars into NFT and making a game based on blockchain. So, how many people are playing these games? Go ahead. Oh, yes. Okay. No, okay. So you want to answer? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, we have less than 500,000 players in this year, active players. But we did a very interesting calculations and look into this. So you'll be able to see on Ethereum, we have 150,000 active gamers, and then average spending on 2018 was 1.5 ETH. That is so we come up with all this data in US dollar based on daily price, not based on today's price. So based on the price when it actually happens. So it doesn't matter either how much is it worth at the time, but average spending for Ethereum players is at $1,000 US. Do you guys know how much is the average traditional gamer spending on games every year? Anyone make a guess? Are you guys the real gamers or fake gamers? Okay. So the traditional gaming market is at 120 billion, right? And in 2017, a lot of research have done. The total amount of traditional gamers has passed 2.5 billion. So and then we do a little bit math, and then average spending is $50 US per year. Yeah. So blockchain gamers are crazy. They might be speculators, they might be pure investors, but these are the group of people that has the real power to make purchase. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is the $1,000 mark, is it because they're spending in ETH and it's because of the price of ETH, or is it?
No, it's a.
So much more in dollar terms.
Yeah. So if they spend 1 Ether at when Ether is 200, then we count it as 200. So we don't count it as a higher, like, so it was calculated based on market price every day. Yeah. So it doesn't matter how much is ETH. So I believe they do it based on the US dollar.
Do you think it's because, conceptually, do you think it's because they're native crypto and they're spending in ETH, and so their mindset is, well, it's one ETH, and when I bought ETH, it was cheap, as opposed to, well, they're making the mental calculation about the kind of dollar terms? I
believe they have those kind of mindset, right? Because there are people that maybe bought at a very low price, but when they spend it, the Ether price might be 1,000 as well, 1,000 US dollar. So they still spend it. So yeah, I think I tend to agree on the point that when they spend, they take it as a US dollar base. Yeah. So here's the interesting part I want to play. So average blockchain gamers throughout the whole last 2 years, average spending roughly less than 500 US dollar. And then there's some kind, we call it the newbie or the explorer. I just name it. I don't know what's the game terms of people who just try something new and then they skip it, right? But there's cost involved, right? If you're paying an Ethereum-based game, even though you got like a free tokens from someone else, you still need to pay the gas fee. If you're playing on EOS games, you still need to come up with the money of opening the EOS account. So I'll take that as a $1. So this is one most active player, most active account that we are able to get on the mainnet. So this guy, he played over less than 90 games over the past 2 years. He spent almost $1 million US dollar. That's 1,000 ETH. And then, so the last one, I don't want to show it, but we call it the whale. So this guy played 2 games. How much he spent? Make a guess. The craziest guys in the crypto world. He spent $8 million. Yeah.
When you say play games, are you including things like?
So yeah.
Like it's like CryptoKitties, where like the game.
Yeah. So we categorize all the dApps, right? We categorize all the dApps, right? So when it's gambling, then we put it as a gambling. So when it's NFTs, like NFT related game items related, we all put as a game. So this guy did 2. I'm not going to announce it. We will announce it on the Twitter what he played, but I guess one of them might be CryptoKitty. I don't know what's the another one, but we'll find out. I still don't believe it. Yeah, but I tend to believe in my data scientists. Yeah. Yeah. So we've talked a lot of data, right? So what we observed from the past to now over the past 2 years, so we see there are a lot of movements ongoing in this space. We were able to see like people are trying very hard to remove the entrance barriers to make it easier for people to actually get into this field, right? Making like a gasless. I know there are a lot of blockchain trying to do this. A lot of blockchain already achieve it, right? And then making a high TBS so that we don't have to suffer from those experiences that we used to have. Back in 1 year ago when I started this business, so we try very hard to try a lot of games. I still remember we played one rock paper scissors game. So we put the 0.1 ether. So we waited 1.5 hours. So when we come back from the lunch, it's still like processing, and then we were able to see the result. But those days are gone. Like you already seen a lot of games with a lot of real gameplay that they weren't able to build on Ethereum, like use the traditional Ethereum network, but they managed to do it through sidechain. Through off-chain transactions and also like those layer 2 solutions, or maybe on other blockchains, right? And also we see legit players enter with large IPs. The players, I mean the developers, right? So like larger teams were in, like public listed company like Animoca brands are in. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. So and then a lot of companies like this guy. He used to build MU, one like the biggest online PC-based games, and then he's full force into the blockchain space as well. So and then new games were turned from Facebook with 5 million daily active users into blockchain space built on EOS called Crypto Sword and Magic. So all these legit players were coming in with better productions. So we were able to see like a huge growth in the industry within the next 2 to 3 months. That's something that I believe. And I think one thing that has to be changed is the average user spending. No one would want to spend a few dollars just to try something that maybe buy an NFT, right? Though it might have value in the future, but it's too expensive for newbies or new gamers to come into this space. So that's what we're trying to build as well. So we're building a cross-blockchain platform where new users coming in by finishing some like basic user tasks. They will be able to get like some free tokens, and then they will be able to enter the game. We absorb a lot of fees for them. So that everyone can join the space. I believe it is a time that it is still small, but it's not that the game company or the developers want to make money from the users, but it's that the industry need it, right? It's the design of the blockchain make it. So these are the changes that we're gonna be seeing in the last 2 to 3 months, I believe. So my last slides, yeah, right? Follow us on Twitter. Let's find out where did the well gamers spend the 8.8 million, and then happy to chat with you guys on the industry insight, and then we'll release a full reports of this. This is like a sneak peek of the gamer file that we did. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Yeah, do we have any questions? I have a microphone here, so if anyone has any questions, we can ask them here. I personally love the comparison you did of the revenue generated from the players, who are blockchain versus normal game players. But I think it's really important that you had that point that follows that we will see that reduce.
Yep.
But I think combined with the questions that were asked here, I think how much of a lens do you think it is that the fact that it's crypto that the spending does? I suppose, desensitize people maybe to the costs that they're incurring? Or do you think that they are fully aware of the costs, the opportunity costs that they're incurring with crypto?
I think they are aware, but at the same time, maybe especially when the bull market, like you spend money, like you don't like spend money, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's it depends on how the market is going, I suspect, how free people are. Yeah,
there are actually a lot of correlations between the Ether price and the spending, and especially when the price going up, like the activity, like it become more active. Yeah.
So, although I'm not on the team anymore, the Reality Clash guys have seen a definite change in behaviour now that you can trade the digital weapons.
Yeah.
So not only are you buying them, but you now can sell them.
Yeah.
We are seeing people who were speculating previously starting to get return, and not necessarily a huge one yet, but it's definitely starting. Do you think there's going to be an increase in that kind of bullishness once we see more of those platforms becoming more mature?
I think it really depends on the game, right? For example, in early 2018, you don't have to have anything, but as long as you have a nice looking NFT, people will go and flip it. But now those days are gone. Like you have to have something that built around with those assets, and people were able to see the value of it. That's the only way they will buy it. Like unless it's like really really rare assets, like Animoca brand did the F1 car sale for 430 Ether. That's like $100,000 US, right? But because that's F1 and no one has it, Yeah, but if it's like normal items, I don't think it's, yeah.
I mean, it's not quite the same scale, but it does remind me of the early days of the App Store with the I Am Rich app.
Yeah.
That was literally a picture of a jewel for £1,000. You know, or $1,000, I think it was.
Yeah.
So you spent $1,000 just to have a picture of something. So I think we are in that era of where craziness is happening, but it seems that what you're showing is we're heading towards a much more sensible but much larger scale market.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on that note, oh, there's one question. I'll just bring a microphone across.
Hey, Carl.
Hi.
Just wondering if you see any trends in terms of like the types of games being built on the blockchain. So I mean, like right now, there's a big emphasis on NFTs.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you see like that being like a prevalent part of all blockchain games in the future, or will it be more kind of like incentivized like token economics like within the game, where you don't need to like trade like items to build value?
I think for a lot of game developers, like the in-game asset trading market is the first step to take in, because it's already there, like, and just you tokenize those NFT, like those in-game assets. It's easy, it's already standardized, and then one thing that amazes people is like you don't just trade them, but you be able to build games or build like games in a more collaborative way. Like you have the item, like if for traditional games, right? If the companies are gone, like those are gone. But if they're like digitalized on the blockchain, even if the team are not building it anymore, but if it worth something, say for example, like now even if CryptoKitty, like the team has abandoned the game, but it is a big IP. It has like 100,000 CryptoKitty holders. If a new game company want to come in and then turn it into other games or build something around that, it's possible, right? It's instant users. So that's the value of digital assets in the game. Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're going to have to draw it close there. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off so sharply,
we'll chat after this.
but hopefully you got a taste of that. So, Kyle, thank you so much.
Thank you.